Rhett Lashlee and Tyler Van Dyke have been reunited at SMU through the transfer portal, but will it work in 2025? We'll talk about it right after this. If you like what we are doing here at Campus to Canton, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button as we are trying to get to 5,000 subs by the start of the college football season. It's because of you guys that we were able to get to 4,000 subs and spread the good word of college fantasy football. So please continue to help us grow this channel. Tyler Van Dyke, former Miami, former Wisconsin quarterback, has reunited with his former offensive coordinator at Miami in Rhett Lashlee. Those two had some fairly successful, had a very successful year there in that 1 year at Miami. He passed for 62.3% completion percentage, 2,931 yards with a 25-6 touchdown to interception ratio. It was an incredibly good year for him and that Miami offense. It is what propelled Rhett Lashlee into a head coaching job at SMU, where he is currently at. He's been there for 3 years and has been fairly productive. Now, if you want to go based on the offensive stats, 2022 was his best year, with his wide receiver 1 getting 22 points per game, and offensive explosiveness at .858, and passing in neutral game script situations 49%. Last year, with the mixtures of Preston Stone and Kevin Jennings, he passed 45% of the time in neutral game script situations, had an offensive explosiveness of .97, which is by far very good, but his wide receiver ones were only 9.8%. That, I think, changes massively with adding a pure passing quarterback like Tyler Van Dyke. If you go back and look at him coming out in his recruiting class back in 2020, he was actually highly ranked by both ESPN and Rivals. ESPN had him at QB3. Rivals had him at QB8. 24/7 Sports had him at QB20. He was not, On3 was not currently around at that point, so they did not have him ranked. You want to look at Tyler Van Dyke, in my opinion, he is very much a pocket passing quarterback. Now, he can move around in the pocket a little bit, does a very good job of buying time, and does have a very strong arm. I think is very accurate to all parts of the field. He does throw with some anticipation, and I do believe throws with leading his receivers as well. We haven't tracked an arm velo of 58, which comes in as very high. When you're talking about elite arm ranks and the velo rating, that is 60 and above. He comes in again as a 58, so very close to that elite range, and actually is a very good athlete. Typically, most of the quarterbacks starting in the NFL or who put up good fantasy seasons come in with an athlete rating of .85 or better. Tyler Van Dyke, according to our athletic metrics, comes in at a 0.874. So if he does go into the NFL and becomes a starting quarterback, there's a realistic shot that he does put up a good fantasy season for you. On top of that, SMU's offense is very intriguing coming back. Obviously, they lose Rashad Smith, Roderick Daniels, who is also one of the leading receivers for the team this year, going to the NFL. But Jordan Hudson does come back, as does RJ Maryland, the very versatile tight end. I think if both of those players are back and good, and Tyler Van Dyke wins the job, as of right now, Kevin Jennings is still there, obviously led them to a playoff. Obviously didn't have a great playoff game against a very good Penn State team, but still helped take SMU to the playoffs. But if Tyler Van Dyke is able to beat him out and win the job, I think you're looking at Jordan Hudson and RJ Maryland having very good fantasy success, as well as Tyler Van Dyke returning to what we saw at Miami. It's just not worked out for him since Rhett Lashlee left at Miami. Again, some of that may have been due to injuries. He wasn't horrible in 2023. He did have 2,700 passing yards, 19-12, though, touchdown to interception ratio. It just really did not seem to work out with the new offense. And then going over to Wisconsin last year, he only played in 3 games. He just dealt with a lot of injuries. Did deal with a lot of injuries in 2022 as well, and only playing in those 9 games. If we can get a healthy Tyler Van Dyke paired back with Rhett Lashlee, who got the best out of him and runs a very quarterback-friendly offense, does scheme wide receivers open fairly well, and just, in my opinion, schemes good reads and easy reads for quarterbacks, SMU should compete for the ACC title again next year. And again, I think Jordan Hudson and RJ Maryland could bounce back to being fantasy viable targets at the wide receiver and the tight end position in 2025. Tyler Van Dyke comps to Matt Ryan and Sam Darnold in our database. So again, if he makes it into the NFL, that's not a bad player to bet on either. And I think he could really do that with another good year with Rhett Lashlee. Let me know in the comments, SMU fans, what you guys think your 2025 season outlook looks like if Tyler Van Dyke wins the starting job. And we'll talk to you guys again soon.